just crop the video. Just like that.
Alright, I want to tell you guys something before I get started with my lesson. Yesterday I was in my online class for college, and my teacher, guess what she said about you guys? We were talking about how to make sure our kids are listening to us, and she said, she said, Miss Curtis's class listened to her really well in her videos. That's what I noticed. Can you believe that? So today, we want to do the same or better at listening and raising your hands when we're supposed to, right? And if I ask a question, try to answer and use your brains, all right? And sit, we're all spread out in our first day on our new seats, and that'll be great for us, okay? So today we're going to learn about telling time. And I know some of you already know how to tell time, and that's okay, because it's tricky. Even for me sometimes, when I look at that clock, I'm like, there's just kind of a lot going on, and it's kind of tricky, right? So today we're going to learn how to just do like 1 or 2 small steps, and then we're going to keep building on those steps in the next few days to come, or next week or so to come, and then we're going to learn how to do it, and then we're going to be good at it, and then Mrs. Kiefer and I are never going to have to hear, what time is it? Again, when you sign out for your bathroom, because you guys are going to be so good at tongue time. Do you think? Do you believe that? Okay. It's just like when we learn how to do something, we don't learn how to do it all at once, right?
I'm trying to do it. What I want to do.
Emily, you have something to say?
I can tell the time right now.
You can tell the time. See, some of you can, but that's okay because it's always good to practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our I can statement. That's what we're going to be able to do after this lesson. Some of you can do it now, I know.
It's 9:26.
But can someone read this out loud for us, please? Eric, nice and loud.
I can tell. I can tell time to the hour.
To the hour. Yes. Thank you for using your loud voice.
9:26.
All right.
No, stop.
So we're focusing on an hour. First of all, do you guys know how many minutes is in an hour? Wow. Ariana?
60 minutes.
60 minutes. So we're going to try to think of what are some things that we do in an hour. You can raise your hand if you think of anything. Samuel?
We could.
One thing that takes about an hour.
Organize our room.
Organize our cleaning. That's a good one. Kwame?
Half learning, half playing.
Half learning, half playing. Yeah. Owen?
Playing a football game with my family.
Playing a football game with his family. Yep, those things take about an hour. Moses?
Me watching the TV.
Watching the TV. Yes.
Because I really watched the TV for
A long time. Sometimes it can be more than an hour, right? All right. You guys were so good at ideas, we didn't even need my little hints, but these are some things that I thought of that we do for an hour. So like what Moses said, Netflix, like a TV show, going out to dinner, math. We do math over an hour, but around an hour. And then I was thinking, do you remember when we read 40 minutes for Miss Height?
Yeah.
How many more minutes would have we needed to make that an hour?
20 minutes.
20? Yes, Eric is right. 20 minutes. Oh, and the last thing I have is going to the gym. Emily, did you want to add something?
Probably for like about an hour to clean Miss Kiefer's desk.
An hour to clean Miss Kiefer's desk. Yeah, Zach, last comment.
Go to soccer practice.
Go to soccer practice. You're right. All right. So, like I said, we're going to take it step by step, okay? So, first thing we're going to do is identify the small hand. Do we know what identify means?
No.
No? Eric?
Recognize it.
Recognize, find it. Yes. So if you look at the clock, where's the small hand? Is it pointing down or pointing that way? Yep. So identify the small hand is going to be our step number 1. And this is how sometimes it's tricky to remember which hand to look at first, because like I said, there's just a lot going on, and it can be tough. So this is a trick. This is how I remember to just start small. And on this side, I have, who do we think this is? Really? Yeah, that's me when I was small. So I want you to remember these pictures of you when you were small. Who? Raise your hand if you have like a little baby sibling at home. A lot of us do, yeah. And when you're born small, right? You start life small. So that's how I always remember. first thing we have to do is find the small one, okay? Everyone say start small.
Start small.
Yes, great job. Like, for example, here we go. The small hand, let's look. This one is smaller than this one. Do we all agree? So this is a small hand. We're not even looking at the numbers yet. We just want to make sure that we know how to find and tell the difference between the hands. So the small hand is the hour hand, okay? It is right here. We don't even have to worry about the long hand yet, because that's we're going in small steps. Here. Let's see, which one? Oh, yep, okay, so this would be the small hand. Do you guys agree with me?
Yeah.
Yep. Can you tell the difference?
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be hard. Ooh, now step number 2. We got step number 1 down, right? Identify, find, recognize the small hand. Now, find out which room the small hand is in.
Yeah, I think I know what that means.
Do you think you know what that means? This is what I mean. Here's a clock. And each number, it's like has their own room. You see?
Yeah.
So think about, do some of you have your own room at home? Yeah. Think of it, think of this clock like a house and think of each number section a room, okay? And that's gonna help you remember. Sam?
You can know that by finding all of the small lines in between two, like the skinnier lines
Mhm.
on the outside of the clock. You can tell those. So two bigger, like thicker lines, are the borders of the room.
Yes, the borders of the room. So like these would be the borders, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell that on the clock. It's a little harder to see, but when it's colored, that's why we just want to see this nice visual so we can remember a room, okay?
Oh.
So like, what color is Ken's room? Everybody say it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Orange.
Orange. Yep. This is Ken's room and it's orange. Okay. Like, see, this is one's room, right? This arrow is in one's room. Yep, even though it's between, it's still in one's room. And then it's easier if it's pointed directly, if the small hand's pointing right at a number, that just means that's the number. Sam?
Can I come up and show you something?
Sure, you can show us something quick.
So this line and this line are fatter than or longer than these lines, so
Mhm.
then it's better than looking all the way up there.
Right, that's our trick. So that's like the walls of the room, right? Thank you for pointing that out for us. All right. So it's more simple when you see it like this, if it's in the middle or if it's pointing right at. But sometimes it gets so confusing if the small, okay, so let's first find the small arrow. Here's a small arrow. If the small arrow is closer to the next number, wouldn't you sometimes think, oh, so it would be 4? Raise your hand if sometimes you would think that. I think that sometimes. If it's closer to the next number, okay? But you know what? It's still in 3's room, and I have a story to help you remember this, okay? So, okay, look at that. Do you see those? This is who I nanny since they were babies, and now they're 3. Do they look naughty?
Yeah.
They look a little, okay, yes. Well, this one,
They're twins.
yes, they're twins, but Paige, the one in the pink, the other day I was babysitting, and she threw a Lego at her older sister, and her sister got a bloody nose. And I was like, okay, we do timeouts at their house. Some people do it different, but
I do.
that's what works for them.
That's
We
what
put
my
them-
mom does.
Yeah, that's what your mom does. We put them in a timeout. So when Paige did that, I was like, okay, it's time for timeout. And she hates to be put in timeout, like most kids. So when I put her in, we have to close the door because she's only 3, she won't just stay in there. She knows she's in trouble, she doesn't want to be in there. So when she gets put in timeout, she like leans up against the edge of the door and pounds on it and is like, I want to get out, I want to get out. So she is so far, almost out of her room. But even though she's so close to the edge, isn't she still in her room?
Yes.
Yeah, so even though this, oh, see, that's a video. How those, I took this because I thought it was funny. She was being, naughty, but funny. She's so close to the edge of her room, but she's still in her room. Just like this arrow is so close to being at 4, but it's still in 3's room. Okay?
I don't know what's happening.
What, Moses?
I don't know. How is the kid still in the room?
She was in the room. We tried to do 3 minutes because she's 3. So we kept her in there for 3 minutes, but when I would walk away to take care of the other kids, she would try to open it and get out, but she knows to not cross the door. Like if Mrs. Kiefer was standing, yeah, if she was standing at the edge of our classroom, oh, she's gonna do it for us.
Oh.
She's gonna be at the edge, so she's gonna be the small hand, but she's still in our room, isn't she? She's not out, so it wouldn't be the bigger number.
She's stuck in the ground. So she's trying to get out.
Yes, Davy's trying to get out.
She's trying to get
out.
She knows.
She knows, she even knows.
Our little brother knows to open the door, and one day he locks himself there, he knows how to take off the key on the door.
Yeah, some kids don't like to be in time out.
TikTok.
Yes, you're right. Connie, one comment?
It's like Mrs. Gifford, she's trying to get out, and then she didn't know that there was sticky mud, and she ran straight into it, and then she couldn't get out.
That's true, that would be a funny story about that. Okay, so right, Miss Kiefer is on the edge of our room. This would be like Miss Kiefer, okay? She is still, so which room would this hand be in? 3. It's, I know it's sometimes we want to say 4 because it's closer, but it's 3, okay? Okay, now I don't want you guys to help me. I know you're doing great and you probably understand, but I'm gonna see if I can figure this out all by myself just using 2 of our steps. Does anyone remember step 1? Josue, you think you remember?
Focus on the hour hand.
Focus on the hour hand. Which is the small or the big?
Small.
Yes. So find the small hand, step 1. Anyone remember step 2? Kaden?
Find the small hand.
Yep, find the small hand and then find out which room it's in, right? Yep. Good job remembering. So I'm gonna use this block for this. This is cool. So when I press this dice, it's gonna spin.
Oh, do.
All right, now don't help me, okay? Because I want to see if I can do it. So what I would do, I would look at the top. Okay.
Okay.
Bigger, this one's bigger, this one's smaller. Okay, so this is a small hand. Oh, they gave me a simple one. Because all I do, I think this would be in room 4. Yep, I think that's right. That would be in room 4. Let's see if they give me a different one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
Big hand, small hand. Oh, here's a small hand. Okay, now let's see.
I don't know.
It's in the middle. Oop. So it's in room 2.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna do one more.
then yeet.
I'm gonna try to get it to where it's really close. Ooh, okay.
Okay.
So, okay, if I were to look at this, I maybe would think, ooh, it's kind of close to 10. But then I remember the room, page in the room. Okay, so this hand would be in the hour of 9, the 9's room. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I got it down. Do you think you guys got it down? I want somebody to help me now. Who wants to come? I'm gonna give it a spin. Landon, you can stand up. And I'm gonna spin it, and you walk us through which room you think it's in.
And you yeet.
Ooh.
Oh, do.
So which room's that? And you found the small hand first, which was great, and then you found out which room it is in, right? So 11. Everybody give a thumbs up to Landon. 11. Good job. All right, who's next? Emily. You've been waiting. Okay. Let's see if Emily can do it.
It's in 10's room.
Yeah, and how did you know that it wasn't in 11's room?
Because it's kind of like right at that black one right next to the big.
Right, but is it even if it's a little closer maybe to 11? How'd you know it was 10? Because sometimes, see, you know what I mean? You're right, it's still in 10's room. Good job.
Because it's the orange one.
Yeah, well, that's true. Zach, last one, and then we're gonna move on. Let's see if Zach can do it.
This
Right
one.
in the middle.
Right in the middle. So which room does it belong to?
3.
3. Good job. Okay, now you guys got the hang of that already. So I am gonna take us back. This is one of the worksheets that's at your desk. Okay, I already gave them to you. So I'm gonna demonstrate just how to do it, the first one. Oh, this is hard to see. Let me see if I can put it over here. We're gonna do some coloring with our, oh, here we go. So I'm just gonna go over number 1 with you so we understand what we're doing, okay? So it says, what hour is it? Because we just worked on how to find the hour hand, right? So, okay, let me think. Should I be looking for the big or the small hand? Yep, so step 1, everybody say, identify the small hand.
Identify the small hand.
All right, so if I'm looking at it, it's a little trickier if it's not color-coded, right? But we can do it. So this one would be the small hand, do we agree?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you guys will get, on your way back to your desk, crayons or colored pencil, and all you would do is color in the hours room. So which room is that in? 4, even though it's closer to 5, it's in 4, right? You see how close it is to 5?
Yeah.
But it's still in 4. That is such an important thing we have to remember, okay? So when you guys do this, don't let it trick you. So then,
Hold on, why is there another 1?
what? So this is, okay,
There's
it doesn't look as good with a marker, but I just colored in 4's room, okay? And that's what I'm gonna have you guys do. And if you blow through this, because some of you might, I have a clock for you. I did it at my house already. And you can have fun with it, because remember we're gonna say these are rooms. So you can color each number its own room. You can decorate it, you can name it, but we want to color code it so we can really tell the difference, okay? Angela?
Remember, the time is close to the 10.
No, you're right, it's, okay. Angela just pointed out that the time is close, it's closer to the 10 than the 9, isn't it? But what hour is it in? What room is it in? 9's room. Does everybody see that?
It's literally at the first behind.
Yep, it's so close to the 10, but we know now that it's still in 9's room, right? So that's the most important thing I want you guys to get out of
That's
today.
in the middle.
Into the middle, but it's a little closer to 10.
It's about 9.
All right, now I want you guys to go back to your seats, grab your crayons if you don't have them on your way, Peyton. Where?
Oh, wait, that's the second one.
Oh, yeah, that's the second one. All right,
Hold on. This one says what?
all right, all right. Show me what you know. Go back to your
There's
seats.
0, but this is on thing 1, so that's what.
Look, you're right.
Small one is
Oh, also, we're gonna color in the room on the first page and then write the number on the blank. That's one thing not to.
whatever remembers, room it's on now.
We use markers.
You use markers, crayons. And let's work pretty quietly, okay? You wanna work hard. That's, if you can go on the first page, you can decorate all your rooms with a pencil.
Sure.
And mine. But do the first page first.
What there was to see the
Yep, you have to fill in the room and then write it in the right corner of the correct line.
Once it gets exactly to the number, then it changes. Yeah, so once you get to the 10 with the long hand, when you press the 12,
Whoa, look at
then
you.
it's in 10 color.
Did you write the numbers on the line?
To the room header, into the next room.
Yep, all you have to do is color the room and write the number on the line.
All of them. So color in the room first, and then write down your hour.
It looks like almost a pizza. I can do this one already.
Yep.
Oh, wait. I need to color this in first.
Is it in the 6's room?
Oh, yeah.
I want you to color the rooms first.
At
Okay?
least it didn't color it.
Yeah. At least. Literally.
All right, color them in. Go. Cool, all your rooms are black.
Yeah, we did.
Efficient and black. Yeah. Are you working? Oh wait, you have the right number, but what room?
Wait, what?
You gotta color eight's room. Yes.
Did you come here? Why is it all 0, 0?
That's 0, 0. That's the minutes. So that's, or is that just minutes? 12 or 11.
12 has a number.
Yeah, but the 12s, we'll learn that in our next lesson because we're gonna keep building onto this list.
But isn't that 60?
Yeah, but what's 60's last number? 0, so it's kind of just a 0, 0. Whenever it gets to 60, that gets turned into 0. We'll learn that though. But that's a very good question. And then you have to color in. Yeah.
I need like some pencil. I think I'm gonna get one from
You have a color pencil eraser? If it doesn't work, that's okay. It's your room. You color in the rooms?
Let's see what this baby.
All right, now you get to decorate all these ones. This looks
It
good.
actually kind of works.
You can make it however you want. Just make sure you can tell the difference. Don't like do the two of the same colors. Get it?
Curtis, do you only color one color?
Yeah, and then on the next page you can get creative. You guys get it over here? Yep.
Miss Curtis, is this in the middle? I want it wrong.
Well, that one, to me, doesn't it look like it's pointing straight at a number? So then, so then, it's 11 o'clock. Where's 11's room? Yeah. This, were you pointing at this one?
I'm done. But if it's going to the middle. I'm already done.
Then you go up, but if it was a little bit less than 11?
Very close.
This one, what room is that?
I'm already done with mine.
Already done? But now you can color all these rooms. See that? And
Can I
color-
make the number lines? Like the small hand and the long hand?
If you want, but get them all color different colors too, because that's a good visual for you to
Can I
see.
get a color pen or like a pencil?
Do you want pen or pencils?
Pencil.
Okay. When you're coloring the room, you only color the
I'll get four.
So like here we would color this section. You colored too much. So what room is that? No. Ken's room. In here, like you colored in the middle of two sections. You wanna color just here. So what room is that in? In here, you would color this section.
This always looks like pizza.
What?
This always looks like to the pizza.
Yeah, it does. You what?
Like you color
done?
between those lines.
Oh, but you want
What
for your
room
next
is
page?
that?
That one you get to color in however you want it.
Yeah, you need to check all of yours.
Oh, with markers?
Because I kind of didn't want to use markers on this page because it
It would have, yeah.
yeah, it would go through.
I did mine with markers too.
It's easier.
Yeah. You have markers?
No, I wish. I'm probably gonna buy some soon. Like, wait, maybe today. The markers don't go through the paper. They don't? Yeah, they don't.
You're done?
Oh yeah, we like these down after we use them for Mrs. Cooper's poster, remember? So you can use that
This
cup
one though,
and then give them to me
it's
when
right
you're
on
done,
the
okay?
line, you're gonna color the next room.
How are we doing over here? Whoa, I like those rooms.
I'm making rainbow.
And you want the numbers? You want to get in? This is our first 2 steps.
When are we gonna do 4 and 5 steps?
A different day. We want to take it little by little, right? Then we'll remember it better. You feel like you understand step 1 and 2?
Yeah. So now you can decorate your class.
Ooh, you did your rooms different colors. I like that.
Helping them do it.
You're helping him? Do you understand it, Elvin? What? What don't you understand? Oh, I see. You're coloring like right on the line. Okay, do you have a question, Blake? Oh, wow. Look how hard you worked. Now I'm excited to see what you do on this because you like to color and draw, right? You could draw things in each different room, just make them different. Good job working on the first page. Okay, Elvin. You know that this is in room 4. So this is the border of room 4. See like the walls that Sam told us about? So then, let's see, this one. Room 5. Hey, you know, you're doing it right. The walls, so that's inside room 5. So where would you color into this one for 2? Yeah, that whole triangle. Yeah. Oh, this one. Like in, yep. I see you're trying to color like right over the number, but we want to just color in. You understand which number it is? So let's just say this one. I'm gonna give you right 9. Let's think back to the lesson. Remember, even if it's closer to the next room, it's still in this number's room. So which room do you think that is in? 8. Yep. That one tricks me too sometimes. And then where would you color? And it would be up here. Yeah. And color the whole entire room. Okay. Oh, and this one, same thing. Let's rethink that one. What number room should it be in? Uh-huh. Good job catching that. Let's see. Oh, same here. So how can you go through and double check them? But I'm noticing this one has to be checked too. Oh, it's the right room though. The room is colored right, but where's the small arrow? What's room? 10, yes. Decorating your rooms? Yeah,
People that was in jail got freedom. A lot of people say that brown is the greatest city in the world.
Oh, I like all those colors though.
A lot of people are saying that Spider-Man is real. Even though it's fake. No.
Oh, Zach, so which one is your small one in your room here?
This one's like the one
That's it. And then
yeah, the
get
long hair.
some really
This is like
funny
the
right
Yeah,
there.
yours is all
Then
hands.
gets
That's what you
cute,
learn about.
and then your
There's only
Spider-Man.
3 hands. But I don't really think it was the hand. But the hand here, if it goes it's half. If this goes half of this goes all the way to 1.
Yeah, you have a good understanding on that. Maybe let's see.
Every day, like I have other pencils.
Good job remembering that.
Gotta color in all that white. Okay, now it's perfect. I guess I'm hard. What if Dana was 1? What if Dana was
Just put an X on it and put a 9 instead.
What if Dana was controlling my lightning?
Yeah, good idea.
Yo, that would be
Okay, oh class.
Oh yeah.
We are doing so good on all this, and a lot of you have the front page at least finished, or at least have all the numbers written in, and that's good for today. I am wondering, before I even put them on the screen, if anybody remembers our I can statement. Remember the first slide. Sam. I can.
Identify
Oh, you're doing the steps.
oh, wait.
Yep, the first one is to identify the small hand. These are the steps. Identify the small hand. Anyone remember step 2? Moses.
Recognize which room the small hand is in.
I like how you started to recognize. Recognize which room the small hand is in. Yes. Very good remembering. And then our I can statement, which I'm seeing a lot of you can do this now, was I can tell time to the hour.
Oh,
Okay? And now, when I'm walking around and seeing all you guys' work, I am very impressed that you guys remembered how to do it, even if the small hand is closer to the next number. Almost all of you understood that. So you guys are very good today. We can finish coloring this any other time, but most of you have what we needed done, and then now we're going to move into our next math.
We need pink.
But thank you for being such a good listener today.
You're welcome.